Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my students? I hope that you're happy and healthy and ready for today's lesson, which is the Unit 4, TV Around the World, Writing. And if you remember, this whole unit is revolved around TV and what we see through the TV, the movies or the TV series and the programs and etc. And also, if you remember in our previous lesson, we took this chart to use this chart to find out about the rest of the groups in the class and make notes, to organize and edit your notes in groups, compare. These are some questions. Which TV shows are the most popular among your friends? This is like a questionnaire just to gather information. Why are these shows popular with your friends? What do you like about these shows? What do you dislike about these shows? So this is the group answer, your group answer, and the class answer. So as I told you before, this whole unit revolves around TV shows, maybe movies, maybe TV series, and etc. So this is today's lesson. These are the objectives for our writing lesson for today. Write a short review of a movie or a TV show. Find information in a TV film review. Find the passive forms in the text. Match notes about a book with the topic. Outline the major three key events in a plot. Match the information with the type of event. Determine the title, genre, and author in a review. So let's take them one by one. So we begin writing in this exercise. Let's say A. Consider the questions below and discuss with a partner. So these questions, you will discuss them with your partner, or maybe just continue as a group and discuss it together. What genre of TV films do you like to watch? The meaning of the word genre is the type of the movie. Do you like drama? Do you like comedy? Do you like horror? Do you like action? So these are the genres of the movies. Again, what genre of TV films do you like to watch? Do you prefer action films, science fiction, fantasy, comedy, or drama? So this is a question of preference. What do you prefer to watch as a movie? Do you prefer an action movie or a comedy, or maybe all of them? Second question, do you ever need to summarize the plot of a TV film for a friend, or why? To summarize is to just give the short version of the movie to a friend. Have you ever had the need to summarize a movie, the story, the plot of the movie to your friend? Why or why not? Maybe he didn't see the movie. Maybe you went to the theater together and he slept and he wanted to know what happened. Or maybe you're just going to watch the part 2 of a movie and you just have to summarize part 1 for him, just to continue the story in part 2. The third question, what information do you include in your summary? So this is an important question. When you want to summarize the movie, what information do you put in the summary, and what information do you leave? What events do you put in the summary, and what events do you leave? So this is a matter of the main events in the movie. What information do you leave out and why? So this is an important question. When you want to summarize a story, let's say a story or a movie or a film, so what information do you put in your summary, the main events, and what events do you leave out and why? So you have to ask yourself that. So just think of a movie or a story and try to summarize it. Just think of the events that you will put in your summary and the events that you leave out of your summary. Maybe they are just secondary events, and try to raise the question, why? Why did I just write these events and left these events? Number 4 here, read the review of a TV film below and find out the following. So we'll be reading a review together about a film, and we have to find out what is the name of the TV film, What genre does it belong to? Which actors star in this TV film? What information can you find about the characters, the setting, and the plot? And the setting here means the theme, let's say the theme of the movie. Is it a Western movie? Is it a space movie? So this is the settings, the theme of the movie. And of course, the plot means the story of the movie or the film. How does this TV film compare to other TV films of a similar genre? How does it compare with the book? Sometimes books, the books and their films, just a little bit different from each other. Does the writer of the review recommend this TV film? Why or why not? So we have to read the review now of the TV film below and find out about this question. So this is the TV film, a terrifying adventure on water. I know the story, of course, of Moby Dick. So this is the article or the review about the film of the story of Moby Dick. And let's read it together, and we'll listen now to the reading together and try to answer the questions before. So let's listen.
Moby Dick, 1956, directed by John Huston and starring Gregory Peck, Richard Badhart, and Leo Genn, is a TV fantasy film adapted from the best-selling novel by Herman Melville. The story takes place in 19th century England on a whaling ship. The captain of the ship is Captain Ahab. Ahab has a fantastic story to tell about a great white whale which mutilated his body and almost killed him on a previous voyage. Now the captain leads his men back into the sea to take revenge. However, Ahab becomes so obsessed with vengeance that he makes some very bad decisions.
So this is the first part of the review. If you notice, the first paragraph is talking about the staff of the film and also the author of the film. And in the second part here, he indulges to the events of the story, what happened to Captain Ahab through his journey, the mistakes he did, and etc. So now let's continue on this review to listen to it. This is the second part here. Let's listen together.
The TV film takes us on a grand adventure over the waves as Captain Ahab and his crew seeks out the great sea mammal. As Ahab becomes more and more consumed by hatred, his doomed men are flung into dangerous situations. Does Captain Ahab eventually find the big whale? To find out, you will have to watch the film. If you choose to watch one film version of the novel Moby Dick, you should choose this 1956 version. The acting is good, it is well directed, and the use of color and imagery is superb. I think it is far superior to more recently released TV film versions. Everyone who read the book and those who enjoy adventure and tales of great battles between man and beast should see this TV film. I definitely recommend it as one of the best of our times. It is staggeringly good.
So this is the second part of the review. He begins with continuing about the story of Captain Ahab and how he became obsessed on capturing the whale. And here he summarized the story in a great sentence. Here, saying, everyone read the book, and those who enjoy adventure of tales, battle between man and beast. So you can summarize the story that it's man versus beast, and what happens through the story. So this is a good summary, just a title for this genre of this movie. Again, the first paragraph, he continues about the story, what happened to Captain Ahab, and does Captain Ahab eventually find the big whale? To find out, you will have to watch the film. This is very intriguing. He pushes you to go to watch the film. What happened in the end? Who wins? Is it Captain Ahab or is it the whale? If you choose to watch the film, one film version. So each story happens to have not just one film, many versions of films. You have old films or maybe just a new film. And it's not necessarily that the latest one is better because all of the CG effects. That's not necessarily true, because here he recommends the old version, the 1956 version, and he complimented by saying the acting is good, it is well directed, and the use of color and imagery is superb. So he is complimenting this version, the 1956 version of the film. So read the review of a TV film below and find the following. What is the name of the TV film? What's the name of the story or the TV film here? Yes, this is very easy. It's Moby Dick. What genre does it belong to? What genre? A man on the sea and he's looking for a whale. What do you think? What genre is this? Yes, it's an adventure. Captain Ahab is on an adventure. Which actors stars in the TV film? If you remember the first paragraph. So the actors here, yes, Gregory Peck, Richard Bedhart, and Leo Jin. Read the review of a TV film below and find out the following. What information can you find about the characters, the setting, and the plot? So we just read the whole review, the whole article. What information can you find about the characters, the setting, and the plot? So of course they are lots of information. Let's see it together. About the characters, Captain Ahab and the ship's crew, a whale. These are the main characters: Captain Ahab, the ship's crew, and a whale, if you consider a whale as a character. The setting, the theme, as I said before, in the 19th century on a whaling ship on sea voyage. So the setting, the theme, what do you see with your eyes on screen? And it's in the 19th century on a whaling ship. Whaling ship, it's the ship that hunts whales. A sea voyage. They are on a voyage. They are on an adventure to capture the whale. The plot, Captain Ahab sets out a sea voyage to find a great whale and take revenge. So this is the plot. If you want to summarize this story, this film, it's Captain Ahab sets out a sea voyage to find a great whale and take revenge. How does this TV film compare to other TV films of a similar genre? How does it compare with the book? So this is, of course, is a matter of your own analysis to the story, and how do you compare it with other books. The 1956 version is better than other versions. It compares favorably with the book. So here he's asking, how does this TV film compare to other TV films of a similar genre? So he's talking about the film here with similar films of the genre. How does it compare with the book? The answer here, the 1956 version is better than other versions. It compares favorably, so it's the favorite with the book. Does the writer of the review recommend this film? Why or why not? If you remember, does he recommend this film? Of course he does. The writer recommends the TV film to people who enjoy adventure stories set at sea. If you like sea adventure stories, the stories of adventure that goes in the sea or the oceans in a ship, so most likely that you like this film. Which tenses, verb forms are used more? Could they be different? So which tenses or verb forms are used more? Could they be different? Present tenses, not really. Could they be different? Not really. They are used to describe the story. They're used to describe or to present the story. Are there any passive forms in the story? Are there any passive forms in the story? Why or why not? Passive forms are used to describe who directed and starred in the TV film. So to focus on the object, of course. Passive forms are used to describe who directed and starred the TV film. Are there any paragraphs? Why or why not? Are there any paragraphs in the review? Of course, there is. Yes, there are paragraphs. Each paragraph has a particular focus. If you remember, the first paragraph focuses on the staff. Paragraph 1 describes who directed and starred in the TV film, the staff of the film. Paragraph 2 describes the characters, settings, and plot. Paragraph 3 states the writer's opinion. So his opinion is in paragraph 3 of the TV film. Paragraph 4 states whether the writer recommends the TV film or not. So you can see here each paragraph has its own purpose.